to have you with us for today's game. Tom Wormy along with Shaun Golden. And Shaun, for both of these teams, it's all about momentum heading to the conference tournament in Chattanooga, Tennessee next week. They're going to have to win 3 games in a row to make it to that conference final.
Well, Tom, you're exactly right. Momentum is the key word for today's contest. Both teams want to play well, get a W, and go with some solid momentum. Because here's the thing, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
For Elon, they'll look to their senior from Chicago, Illinois, Ola Atoyabi, who leads them in both scoring and rebounding.
Had some chance to spend some time with him before the game and shoot around. He's very excited about today's contest, but he wants to get a chance to play in the big dance. And in order to do that, they're going to have to win next weekend in Chattanooga. Now you see Greensboro, they have an exciting, dominating outside shooter in Miko. This young man really knows how to shoot the 3. When he shoots it deep, and you got to watch it when he gets the ball in his hands. I'm going to like him putting this team on his back with a chance to advance in the big dance.
Well, both teams right now, Tom, really not exerting themselves defensively, kind of just opening the door a little bit, El Matador type of defense, letting the opposing team kind of go through and do their own thing offensively. But it's very important. You see Spooner here going to the basket and leaning in and getting the basket, using his body to protect the basketball. But it's very important that young players have to understand you have to be a very strong defensive player first before your offense can excel. Tom, I talked to Coach DeMint this morning. He didn't make the 8 o'clock shoot around. He was on the road recruiting. He's heading out again Sunday, Monday through Tuesday. He knows that in order for this program to grow, he's got to get better players in here, and that's exactly what he's been doing for this program. Everything's about equal right now, but more importantly, you can take all these stats on the screen, Tom, and get rid of them, because the second half, that's what's going to count. Both teams are playing well in the first half, but who's going to step up to the plate, box, board, and defend, and that's the team that's going to prevail with a W. Well, Tom, UNC Greensboro came out at halftime, started to defend a little bit better. Andrew Nestor got into his team for Elon and said, guys, they're beating us up for every loose ball. They're the ones being aggressive right now defensively. We've got to step up to the plate, swing a little bit harder defensively, and now they're actually being able to cut back into the lead, and now it's a 4-point game.
Welcome inside McKenzie Arena. Whit Watson, Shaun Golden. Good to have you with us. And Shaun, these are two teams in desperate need of a win in the conference, but for slightly different reasons today.
Well, first of all, you got to talk about Georgia Southern. Had a 22-point loss at Sanford, coming here with a young squad that's 1-8 on the road. They want to play well, get some confidence back into their team.
Great.
When you talk about SoCon basketball, you talk about Davidson College and what they're doing. But listen, there's a lot of good basketball here in the Southern Conference. Everyone's trying to put themselves in position to get to the Southern Conference tournament and be successful and have a chance to play Davidson on a big stage. Again, it's defense. Being able to slide your feet. Hartwell was able to take the charge outside the paint. That's how you teach it. It's textbook. Fantastic job. Coach Sherman talked about this when I saw him this morning at shoot-around. Our defense has to be our offense. When we defend well, we force turnovers, we get easy baskets, then we have a momentum, and that's exactly what they're doing, sticking to the defensive game plan here in the early part of the game.
And Tarvik showing his versatility. He's posting up, but he's not posting up deep in the paint. He's posting up about 8 feet, facing up the big guy. Dares him to come out. He doesn't. He pulls up for the jump shot. Good offensive play and mindset by Corbin. Again, those are the kind of things you talk about. You know, this Appalachian State team had a chance in transition, but Hunter got it to the guard play, pulled it back out. Now time is of the essence, and it's the friend of Appalachian State. They got a good chance of getting out here with a W up by 12 points. And I just like the way Montgomery's really been aggressive of taking it to the basket, not being intimidated by this Chattanooga squad and also this crowd, and being very effective in this style of play versus the press. Well, Tom, what I talked about my keys for Sanford. First of all, you have to make shots. They're shooting the ball very well on a run of 22-7. Next of all, you have to defend, and they're doing a solid job of defending and rebounding on the defensive end. And that's this Friday being strong, using the strength, the dribble drop step with the face up, getting to the basket. That young man, I tell you, you can look at his teeth. I saw him right before the game, and he took his mouthpiece off. So I'm like, wow. Well, he says, you know what? He says, Coach, it's about being physical. I have my teeth knocked out. I like playing rough and tough. And he shows you that with the way he gives it all with his heart here on the court.
And Shaun,
Coach Dennis Felton is hoping to build off the momentum of that victory over the Hokies and also the last week and a half of practice.
Well, man, when you go to Chicago, Illinois, you play at University of Illinois there, and it's such a beautiful arena. And I'm sure these young men with such a young, talented squad got a little intimidated. But coming home here to Stegeman Coliseum, get some Bulldog love, and you got a great crowd, great support. They were able to come out with a great victory against those Virginia Tech Hokies.
Now, the Bulldogs are playing without their senior leading scorer today, Terrence Woodbury. He's in street clothes with an ankle injury. An even bigger scoring burden today on their freshman sensation, Trey Tompkins.
Well, this young man is highly touted out of high school, one of the top 30 prospects in the nation. He plays inside out. I love the way he shoots the ball. He's a very smooth player. One of the things that coaches talk about is him becoming more physical. And once he increases his physical presence and gets more dominated inside the paint and becomes a higher threat, you'll see this man really put up some numbers for the Georgia Bulldogs in years to come.
Now, this Wofford team is 4-3 on the season. Outside of a early loss to Clemson, they played very well. In fact, they could be really 9 points away from 6-1 on the season right now.
Well, I tell you, Wofford plays in a very, very tough conference, and everyone knows about Davidson College with Stephon Curry. But, you know, they've really done some good things of bringing in good quality talent. You'll see this young team come out here today and play well. And remember, last time we played here at Georgia, they had an 8-point lead at halftime. They were up by 13 points in the second half. Georgia came out with a W, but watch out for the Wofford Terrors to come out and give it their best.
Now, Wofford graduated their top playmaker, Drew Gibson, and their top scorer, Shane Nichols, from last year's team. But Junior Salters has stepped forward to fill that void.
I like Junior Salters. He's a young man that really plays hard and aggressive. He shoots the ball well. He's a scorer. He shoots it from deep, averaging almost 17 points a game. When he gets the ball in his hands, watch it, but it's going to go up, and good things will happen when he's effective. I look for Salters to come out here, be very effective, and have a great outing here in Stegeman Coliseum.